This is 5 Minutes to Change Your Life. My name is Joanne Mallon. I'm an author and coach. I love helping people make wee changes that make a massive difference in their lives. Give me 5 minutes of your time today. Just might change your life. Hey, hello, what about you? We are talking today about something which I keep seeing referenced more and more, and that is rejection sensitivity. It's often referred to in the context of RSD, which is rejection sensitive dysphoria. Now, RSD is a particularly intense reaction to rejection or perceived rejection or criticism, and it is often linked to ADHD or autism. Now, I'm not talking about the full intensity of RSD today, but inevitably there are some overlaps with general rejection sensitivity. So, why is it that so many of us are deeply sensitive to rejection? We feel it so deeply. And how can we manage that since rejection and criticisms are not things we can ever completely avoid? Every life contains rejection. So, how do we deal with that and move on? Okay, so first up, what is rejection sensitivity and why does it feel so intense? Rejection sensitivity is when we strongly fear or react to perceived criticism or rejection. And the key word there is perceived, because sometimes that rejection is real, but a lot of the time it's our minds filling in the gaps. For example, say you message a friend and they don't reply to you for hours, or you're in a meeting and a work colleague seems a wee bit off with you, or you work hard on something that you're proud of, but nobody else seems to notice. A rejection sensitive mind might quickly jump to thoughts like, oh, that person's annoyed with me. I've done something wrong. I've cocked this up. They don't like me. And then those thoughts can trigger anxiety, embarrassment, or even shame. Now, rejection sensitivity can develop for many, many reasons. Could be something to do with past criticism, difficult relationships, bullying, or it might just be that you are a naturally empathetic and emotionally aware person. But the key thing to remember is this: this is your brain trying to protect you and not hurt you, because human beings are hardwired for connection. If we go all the way back to caveman times, remember that we needed to live in a tribe in order to survive. So if you were excluded from the group, that could literally be life threatening. You couldn't survive on your own. So as the human brain evolved, it developed powerful alarm systems around rejection, particularly social rejection. Do you see that connection there? And for some people, that alarm system is simply more sensitive. It reacts quickly and strongly, even when the threat might not even be there at all. Think of it like a smoke detector that goes off when you make toast. The goal isn't to remove the smoke detector. The goal is to learn how to pause before assuming that your kitchen's on fire. So here are some strategies that will help you do that. First up, I want you to pause before you jump to a conclusion. When you feel rejected, try asking yourself, do I know this for definite? Or am I just guessing? Because often we are interpreting silence, tone, or behaviour without full information. Giving yourself a moment to pause can stop your brain from jumping straight to the worst case scenario. Secondly, you could consider other explanations. Our brains love simple stories, but they're not always accurate. So instead of assuming, well, this person's annoyed with me and that's why they haven't replied to my email, try thinking, well, maybe they're busy. Maybe they're tired. Maybe they haven't seen the message yet. Maybe it's gone into spam. Wee shifts like this will reduce the emotional intensity that you're feeling. Next, I want you to separate feedback from self-worth. Now, feedback can easily feel like a judgment about who you are, but feedback is usually about a behavior or a task or a situation, not your intrinsic value as a person. Because you can make a mistake and still be a capable, worthwhile human being. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. The fourth strategy is to talk about it with people you trust, safe people. If you're finding that rejection sensitivity shows up often, talking about it with trusted friends, family, maybe a coach, maybe a therapist can really, really help. Take it outside your busy brain, put it into words, use your outside voice. Because sometimes just saying, do you know, I think I might be overthinking this. What do you reckon? Can bring clarity and reassurance. And finally, crucially, I want you to practice self compassion. When rejection sensitivity hits, we become extremely self critical and start putting ourselves down in the way that we think the world is putting us down. Instead, try responding to yourself the way you would respond to a good friend, with patience, with kindness, and with understanding. Because emotional sensitivity like this isn't a weakness, it's often connected to empathy, awareness, and caring deeply about relationships. And these are good things. Just remember that sensitivity to rejection is your caveman brain trying to protect you. And not every silence is rejection, not every critique is a judgment, and your worth is not defined by someone else's reaction. With awareness, curiosity, and self compassion, you can gradually learn to pause, question the story your mind is telling you, and respond more gently to yourself. So thank you very much for listening. Please do share this one today. I think this is a really widespread issue. As ever, I would welcome any ratings or reviews or contributions via Ko-fi. I'll talk to you soon.